pre-game communication, that pre-game pep talk, and that's a whole other discussion in itself, the value or no value of the pre-game pep talk, and you know, the intensity and the emotion that can create and what that does for competition. Clearly, as part of sport, clearly something that I've experienced, and still to this day, our head coach, I mean, some of his pre-game speeches get me so fired up that, you know, I'm ready to run through the wall there for him, you know, and so those types of things that go on during that pre-competition phase. As we transition into the competition phase, we think about some of those variables that we have control over as coaches. Things like your timeouts. You know, when are we using them? What are we doing with them? You know, why are we using them? Aspects with, you know, your court and your field presence as a coach. You know, your interaction with the officials and those types of things that you have control over in regards to during the competition mode. The aspects of, you know, how do we use our breaks? You know, how do we use halftime? You know, what goes on during halftime? And that's something that, you know, is a crucial time. You know, you have your game plan. You went out the first half. You're down 14 points. It's out the door. You know, we're back to planning, and so we have 20 minutes to sit there and figure out, okay, you know, how do we put the ball in the end zone? What do we need to do to stop this team? Well, what kind of things can we adjust? And that's something that, you know, I can say that it's been a great experience to be a part of a head coach, a true cooperative head coach that truly involves players, and this is a good example of showing that cooperative style. But you know, during this halftime, you know, to bring in some of your key players, your quarterback and your linebacker, or whatever the case may be, to give some feedback and, you know, what are you seeing? What's going on out there? You know, those different things that can be such a valuable part of how you spend that intermission. Now, the other aspect, we look at, you know, how do you use your substitutions? You know, when are we changing personnel? Why are we changing personnel? You know, what kind of things go into making those decisions? So during competition, those split-second decisions that can affect, you know, the outcome of the game. You know, why are we making those decisions? Do we think through some of those things? Put yourself in scenarios as a coach that, you know, if this happened, what is my decision here? You know, those types of things as we think about that competition phase. The last area is post-competition, and, you know, we think about, again, now dealing with emotion. You know, what's the outcome? Did we win? Did we lose? And how do we handle that? You know, how do we address the players? How do we address the staff? You know, what kind of things are being said in the locker room? And what do we do with the post-game evaluation? I mean, do we step back and critically look at not only our team, you know, by watching film, but looking at ourselves and the decisions that we've made throughout the course of the game relative to, you know, the tactics and strategies of the game? You know, what kind of things have gone on? So really using this time to be able to step back and, you know, post-competition and evaluate, you know, what it is that's gone on and what distinctions that, you know, we have made that can take us into, you know, preparing for that upcoming week. And the last area of the model that I want to present is just really looking at the aspects of, and Cote talks about, you know, coaching characteristics and athlete characteristics, and understanding how that plays into this model here. Understanding aspects relative to the coach and the values and beliefs of the coach, the passion, the work ethic, the vision of the coach, and what they're putting into the development of the athletes. And then from the other side, the athletes' characteristics in regards to what variables do they bring to the table that are part, you know, of this development. And as we continue to move on, you know, with the material here, we're going to look at understanding some of the aspects of identifying talent and developing talent, and those different things that are a part of, you know, that relationship, you know, with the coach and with the athlete. So that's my overview of the model and some of the examples that I have, and how it's been truly a way for me to kind of step back and take a look at how I'm doing what I'm doing throughout the course of the year, throughout the course of the moment, and during competition, post-competition, and those different aspects. And I hope that you can apply that to yourself as a coach and administrator as well, as you look at, you know, managing and leading the people that you lead. As we continue to move on here, you know, with the second half of the class, you know, we're going to continue to take a look at the research and have an understanding of some of these different aspects that have gone into developing the expert coach and identifying, you know, how that that correlates to your beliefs and how that intertwines with your beliefs and your philosophy as a coach. In regards to what's coming up here, we're in week 8, going into week 9, which will be we're in week 7. Coming up on week 8, week 9 is going to be the midterm exam. Week 10 is spring break. Midterm exam, obviously online. It's going to be all essay format, and it's going to be a lot of reflection and asking you to take a look at some things critically and have some understanding of what you would do type of situation. So with that, I am concluding my official video cast number 2 live from Infocision Stadium, room 425. If you have not been to the new Department of Sports Science and Wellness Education here at the stadium, I welcome you to come on over and take a look. I'd be more than glad to give you a tour. My office is on the 3rd floor. Give me a shout. I'd be more than glad to take you around. And it's really amazing. Those of you who have spent time in Memorial Hall, I think that we've gone from the dungeon of Memorial Hall to the penthouse of Infocision Stadium. So I hope all is going well, and coaches and athletes that are coaching and going at it, keep going at it, and everyone keep doing what you're doing and keep up the good work. And please provide any feedback or questions that you have, and we'll see you when we see you.